leading international trade association, the American Hardwood Export Council, and award-winning furniture manufacturer Houtlander joined forces in launching the second Future Heirlooms Design Challenge, a project exploring the future of sustainable collectible design in South Africa. Future Heirlooms 2024 invited a select group of diverse cross-disciplinary African designers with a focus on the South African interior design and architecture communities to create a collectible furniture piece worthy of treasuring for generations to come, and brought to life using the sustainably harvested, versatile and beautiful American red oak. The selected participants embarked on a creative product design journey, facilitated in collaboration with Houtlander, Stephen Wilson and designer-maker Kosi Letaba.
My vision and mission is to tell a story through design from an emotional point of view to connect people, because I believe good design isn't just about how it looks but how it feels also.
Designers were encouraged to push the limits of the material and explore future-forward ways of reimagining the versatile red oak, generously sponsored by Boss Timbers. The process merged modern technology, age-old crafting techniques, and deep design thinking and reflection, bringing to life a truly remarkable and diverse Future Heirlooms 2024 collection. Layered Memory by Andre Ekstein, architect and deep thinker at Earthworld Architects.
To actually really design something that would become an heirloom was quite challenging. That's why we embarked on this sort of voyage of discovery. As we were working on the piece, thinking about it, so many layers, so many strata started to develop. That eventually started revealing what this piece can be. That unpredictability and that sort of magic of discovery and discovering every object as something completely unique and new is what I find really appealing and what I really enjoyed about this process.
Inspired by geological formations found in the Namibian landscape and a reverence for material process, the designer created a unique sculptural table incorporating the red oak and hand-blown recycled glass made in Swaziland by Ngwenya Glass. The Anatomy of Compassion by design duo Isa Mbula with Ndabo Langa, architect and founder of Digit Architects, and Bandile Mbule, indigenous craft-inspired creative director and costume designer.
Our Future Heirlooms design is called Ngandatu, that's Zulu for triangle. The composition of the form that we've created is predominantly made up of a triangle.
It has two really distinct components, that being the Windsor chair and isiqheka. The Zulu headrest is really, when you consider how it's used, it's really something that is almost even known as a telephone to your ancestors. It keeps you grounded. When you use it, you place it on the floor, you place your head on it.
So what we've created here is we've created, since this is a triangle, so you would actually have a Western influenced idea and then an African influenced idea, and then where they match, that's the representation that we are showcasing with our bench.
It's really a bridge, between the world of the African and the West.
For the longest of time, we've been fascinated by particularly the Windsor chair.
In its dynamism, the one thing that really helps us tie it together is that it is made from a single material, and that being wood, which is really man's primary building material. Our three keywords are to restore, preserve, and strengthen. And nothing has been better a material for us than American red oak. This was an opportunity for us to merge our worlds, and much like the chair, bring two of those worlds together and create a new moment.
And the Future Heirlooms process has also gotten us to really play. We've always been messing around in our studio, but yeah, it really facilitated and cemented the processes that we started a long time ago. And it really is super exciting to see how it has completely unfolded.
Inspired by the classic Windsor chair and traditional Zulu headrest designs, the duo created a bench that bridges worlds, where the wisdom of making is shared through lateral listening and meaningful engagement. The Kunja Kunjua screen, the fold-unfold screen, by Juliet Kavish, interior architect at Heratfeld Studio and design educator.
My future heirloom is named Kunja Kunjua, which means fold and fold in Swahili. The Kunja Kunjua screen can divide space. It can be flat packed to not occupy any space, but it can also be unwrapped and folded into itself to house the heirloom that is the East African kanga. The American red oak has a specific color to it that leaned into the natural essence of what I wanted this screen to portray. Something that can be placed anywhere on the African continent or beyond and not be imposing, but still have an elegance to it. There's a couple of brass details that were added as an homage to traditional trunks that we have in East Africa that housed our heirlooms. And this played into the heritage of our East African storage pieces and bringing it into this century.
Inspired by the proportions of the deeply symbolic kanga cloth passed down by Swahili women through generations, the designer created a multifunctional screen and storage mechanism for safekeeping and celebration of these embodied artifacts. The Pomolo Daybed, by the experience-led Moea Design Studio, with Cassandra Kwala, designer and multidisciplinary creative entrepreneur, and Johanna von Stein, designer and architect.
For us, it was very important. What is our heirloom, or what do we want to give future generations? And that was a moment, take some rest, be present in this super crazy world we live in.
We were intrigued by the movement in wood when we visited the Houtlander factory, looking into the tambour system of how to close and move wood. And that really informed the middle part of our piece, which is suspended between two very solid pieces. That suspension is also the process and the movement between us as co-founders in building our business.
So we were trying to play around with the wood. How can we use it in various different forms? We were trying to figure out how can we bend it? How can we have big pieces, combining them with smaller pieces?
We really challenged ourselves with curves, using the wood and bending it and suspension. So we used rather large chunks of wood, which we typically haven't used before, but it really turned out to create a presence in the wood, and juxtaposed to very small panels of the wood in the middle of the piece, that reflects a playfulness that honestly we weren't expecting, but we really love.
Inspired by the magic of African sunsets and the yearning to reclaim rest, Moea designed the Pomolo Daybed. The Blend Collectible Wine Rack, by Nkuli Nhleko, art curator at Everard Reed Gallery and the founder of Mbewu Design, an interior design studio.
My Future Heirlooms design was very much in keeping with the concept of a blended family. Blended families tend to expand and contract, and I really wanted the sculptural element of my piece to reflect that. The wine rack is able to expand and contract as you see fit. If you want to add more wine, if you want to remove more some wine, it's able to accommodate various iterations of how it stands. And I thought that that was kind of poetic and kind of metaphorical of blended families and how they come together and grow and reduce in various ways. When the blend wine rack is fully open, it takes the form of an acacia tree. The blend wine rack design also pays homage to the passing of time. In this way, I've referenced the cycles of the moon, from waning to waxing to half moon to full moon, and it almost stands as a totem when completely closed. I did want the wine rack to be as beautiful when being utilized as when it is not being utilized. It just stands as a totem and a beautiful sculptural piece that can be beautiful in any home. I've truly enjoyed creating the blend wine rack. I'm at the start of creating my own family, a blended family, and to create something that you feel means so much to you and you know that other people can relate to has been something truly special for me. It's always lovely to create something that you know is rooted in a lot of love, and for me the blend wine rack is that. I do think creating a future heirloom really gets you thinking about what it is that you would like to pass down from one generation to the next.
Inspired by the expanded views of unique blends and family formations, and paired with the rich symbolism of celebration, togetherness, and cultural heritage found in wine, the designer created an expandable sculptural wine rack. The Future Heirlooms 2024 collection celebrates timeless design and craftsmanship. These pieces were created to endure, serve and be passed down to future generations, and the red oak was explored and reimagined for its lasting beauty and strength, built to withstand decades of use. Every curve, every grain of wood tells a story of intentionality, shaped by the skilled hands and thoughtful designers who value a slow, deliberate process. They remind us that true luxury lies not in the temporary, but in the enduring, the functional, and the meaningful. Future Heirlooms 2024 offers a vision of a future where the objects we make are not just for today, but for tomorrow and beyond.